Hello guys, welcome back to the Lumley trading video. In this one we are going to be doing some in-depth stock analysis, technical analysis over on RETA. Now, a big mover today, the leading gapper today, up 170% as we're recording this video, going up from around $30 to, as of right now, trading around 83. So firstly, why did this happen? So FDA approval. And it has and also had analyst changes. So Barclays 50 to 90, Goldman Sachs 117 to 185. So really big boost on here. Now, like we say, this is standard deviation how we're going to do this analysis. So we don't fundamentals are always going to overweigh and kind of outweigh the technicals. They're always going to be the main focus. So we're going to give you these levels, but really probably not the best thing to trade in kind of the first one to 3 days is usually how long I'll wait for the fundamental news to die down and it start moving back to more of a technical trade probability. And the reason for that is obviously, fundamentals are always going to be stronger than the technicals. So trying to force trades on a fundamental release can be quite dangerous. So instead, it's just waiting for them to cool down from a fundamental release, come back and trade more off the technical. So right now, again, we opened at $90. You can see on both the 6 month and the 1 year, this was extremely overbought, and that's when we started to pull back. And again, we did come into our first target, which would have been $78. So that could have been a nice trade on the open, but again, considering it was on a fundamental release, either if I did trade it, it would have just been with small size, but again, probably something I would just stay away from because of the fundamental risk. Then we can see we pulled back to also that third deviation on the 6 month, and then we started to get a bit of a bounce. So this is really what I'd be waiting for it to kind of cool down now. But really over in time, this is not something I'm looking to be long bias on from a technical standpoint. Because again, like we know, news is usually an overreaction, especially when it's unexpected like this. Came out, you get that big price movement. People buy up, there's people taking in profits, and then you tend to see after about a week or so, stocks will start to pull back off this kind of news because, reality is starting to sink back in. And again, it probably moved a bit too much off the news. That's really what I'll be waiting for, is a pullback to start. When it starts, what are going to be key levels? So we've got $69.25. I'm looking at $68. If we break that, I'm paying attention to $60.50. And if we break that, $52 to around $53. Now, what I really like on this stock is the deviations are very close together. We can see here, it's about $1 range. There is basically no range on the 60-50. And then coming into about the 69 to about the 67. It's about a $2 wide range, so it's not too big, and considering its volatility, again, definitely manageable. So this, what I quite like with the stock, because the levels are just going to be much stronger. I'm not going to be trading this 78, and the reason for that is, again, this is kind of the first level. We kind of hit this instantly, and I think by the time the stock starts to steady out a bit, we'll probably be, kind of hovering around this level. So really, I'll be waiting for it to just ignoring that level, and then really just paying attention to these levels. The first time we come into these levels, the main thing I'm going to be looking at is a bounce probability. So yeah, just looking to get a bit long bias, probably holding as a day trade, coming into kind of this 69, 67 level. And then once we come down to the 60 or below, these are the ones where I may potentially swing, because there's a lot more of a chance that they can bounce a bit further. If I'm buying long at this 70, my target, I've only got one target that's going to be 78, and we are still kind of extremely overbought, so I just think there's a lot more risk to try and take it long at that level. So day trade, I'm looking at around the 70 to 67. From the 60 and below, potential swing longs, but again, be a bit more cautious. I don't like to swing these kind of trades as much because they're more bounce plays to be looking at. Now, if we continue down, we have statistical mean at around 43 to 38. So this would be my overall target. If you're holding short, that would be my final target. Again, considering we were at around 31 before the release, there is definitely a chance of a pullback. Maybe not all the way back down to 38, but if we do that, it kind of would be my final target on the short. Anyway, that is the main breakdown on RETA. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not drop a like and subscribe? If you are personally either trading or investing in this company, why not let me know in the comments? Otherwise, why don't you check out this analysis video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.